of winning this game. I do feel, though, as we said before, Virtus Pro will be favourites as is pretty much backed up from CSGO Lounge and also HLTV. But I believe, ladies and gents, we are just about ready to jump into the ninth round for the first map, which is Cash. And here we go, Jono. Game well and truly on.
Oh man, I'm so excited. So excited. Thanks for tweeting, by the way, guys. We've got a couple of predictions, actually. Gabriel says Dig are going to win 2-1, so he's going against the grain a little bit. Yeah, ballsy prediction there. But let's... Oh, looking good for Dignitas. They are going to take the knife. And with it being a CT-sided map, it's going to be... they're probably going to stay. So it's going to be... Usually 9-6, 10-5 is the kind of average scoreline, statistically, what we'd be looking for. So on the CT side, you would be expected to get the bulk of the round. So Dignitas starting on the better side, arguably on the easier side, CT here. And we are going to be restarting any second now. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the Hitbox CS Arena Championship. My name is Jono, and I'm joined by Metas. If you haven't watched any coverage from us before, we most certainly hope you enjoy it. And what are they waiting for? I've done the introduction. Come on, guys, restart.
There we go. They're teasing you, Jono. Just teasing you. They know that you're on the edge of your seat already. They just want you to want it that bit more. But here we go. We are going to be live into the pistol round. As you can see, Virtus Pro T side, Dignitas on CT. And as we called before, Jono, you'd fancy CTs to pick up the majority of the rounds here. And this is a very important round, as of course pistol rounds generally are. Neo, Bialy, Pasha, all moving towards A and mid respectively. They're not going to be looking for that all-out rush just yet. Snacks and Taz coming up the rear, and they will be moving in towards main. Decoys through mid, trying to keep Dignitas on the edge of their seat, keep them guessing, and as of yet, no early action has ensued.
Yeah, but here comes a couple of smoke splashes over the wall onto the A-bomb site. Quite a lot of CT presence over there towards A, and it does look like Virtus Pro gearing up towards that bomb site, so let's see if the defense is going to be strong enough. Like I say, 3 members there, so they are pretty well set up for this. And here comes the push. Dupree finds the first. Can they get any more early on? Snacks has dropped. He's dropped the bomb there, and they will have spotted the bomb, so they're going to rotate in here. Bialy's going to come and find this bomb. Can he take down Dupree? Yes, he can. And there's Pasha as well with the frag. But Zipnix is still alive. He's got 2 for himself in the back of the site. Fantastic stuff by him. But there's Pasha. He gets the headshot, but Zipnix is still going. He's got 3 already, and it's a 1-on-1. Taz dancing around the box, and Zipnix falls. Taz gets that kill, and he takes the first round for his team. In a 1-on-1 though, very, very tight, very close and intense, but Virtus Pro do get that good start.
Heroic effort there from Zipnex, but as you said, and it's going to be Virtus Pro picking up the round, and that's all that counts in a pistol round. So close yet so far. 3 Galils, 2 AK-47s, and Virtus Pro with the bomb in hand, looking to push towards B very aggressively. Unbeknownst to them though, they're going to meet 4 players. Everyone barring Dupree from Dignitas is on the side. Scout opens up from Zipnex, who's going to try and rinse and repeat from that last round where he picked up a triple kill. Here we go. Taz taking point. Couple kills exchanged. Taz does open up things nicely. Catches the device on the bomb site. Zipnix is all that remains. And he did have that scout before. He's going to be backing away, maybe trying to get a couple of exit frags or save the weapon. Does spot himself a player in the form of Pasha. Does get a nice little headshot there. That will be a rebought weapon on the cards. And wow, Neo very nearly derping pretty hard, actually.
Yeah, nearly fluffed that one, didn't he? But he did manage to get the frag. But nice shot from Zipnix. They did manage to get 2 guns off them, so they made it fairly expensive. But like you said, there was 4 members there set up ready for the push, and they didn't really make the most of it, in my opinion. Device was kind of sat behind the wooden box, and he waited far too long to be to show, basically, and he stayed behind the box, and he just got taken out without doing anything. I would prefer that they pushed in unison and showed themselves together at the same time. But anyway, here's another round. The Snacks is opening up well. You would expect Virtus Pro to get this again, though, because Dignitas, having invested into a couple of guns in the last round, are going to be fully eco this time around. I mean, there's a CZ brought up, but there's Neo with another frag, and that's going to be 3-on-5. It looks to be going pretty smoothly for Virtus Pro, and now just 2 members to find. The bomb's dropped in T-spawn though, so they were just going to go for the frags here. Nice shot from Taz, and now just Device. Looking good for Virtus Pro.
Yep, looking very good. He's about to be found out from Neo. There we go, bullet to face, 3-0. As you'd expect, there is going to be on the cards now for Dignitas to pick themselves up some weapons. And as we said before, CT side on Cash, you want to win some early rounds. You want to be going in on top. And if Dignitas were to lose this round, John, they're already in a sticky situation. So this is a high-pressure round right here for the Danes.
Yeah, and something we haven't mentioned is Dignitas are famously a CT-sided team. They're very, very good on the CT side, so you would definitely expect them to get the ball rolling here and, you know, gather quite a lot of rounds. And if they lose this one, that's already 4-0 down, so that'd be a fantastic start for Virtus.pro, and they would love to do that. The bomb is just walking around the map. They're going to rotate back towards this B area, having thrown some smokes and a bit of distraction towards the A, and it does look to me like they're going to be pushing this B bomb site.
Yeah, definitely does. Trying to play interference of Pasha and Bialik, trying to keep Dignitas guessing. Smoke's going down on A. And they have committed 3 players to A right now. Device is now moving back towards mid. And still, Virtus.pro with 50 seconds to go. They haven't fully committed. Yes, they're stacking towards B, but they haven't quite shown their hand just yet. Dupree is going to move around, though, towards B. And now 2 players on here. Neo throwing grenades in, flashbangs as well. It is going to be pretty much held off for now. AZ's there on the bomb site, and here comes Dupree, picks himself up one. Pasha answers back onto Zipnix. The talisman so far for Dignitas has fallen. Dupree comes round. There's Taz with yet another frag. And it's looking pretty good for Dignitas now. Dupree's just sprayed down with the Galils. The 2-on-2. And there's Pasha shooting Dupree while his pants are down. A couple of players have spotted each other. It's going to be Device and Neo. Neo takes a few shots for his troubles. Device is down to 14 HP and does get finished off from Neo. And as I said, they are now in a sticky situation. They need Device to show up here, and Fetish. Neither of them have a frag on the board after 4 rounds.
That's true. Yeah, they are in a sticky situation. They're going to have to eco again. So very strong likelihood of it being a 5-0 start here for the Polish side. Remember, this was their map, and you would probably favour them on it, but the fact that Dignitas got the 9 started CT, they are a CT favoured team. All these factors have got to be chipping away at Dignitas already. They need to get themselves going here and fast. They need to change something up, start hitting their shots. Pasha already in the vents, but the bomb's dropped in mid yet again. Virtus.pro just looking for the aggressive kind of split and pick style. They're just going to be going for frags, looking for map control quite quickly, quite aggressively, but they're leaving the bomb in spawn, so they're not committing themselves to a site. They're just making their minds up as they go along, and it's an effective style, and it seems to be working for them so far, so why change it? And they've got mid control, so they're going to probably be splitting up this A bomb site from mid. And there's, well, a 1-for-1. Nice kill from Device, but it was just the 1 kill, and he was the last remaining line of defense on this A bomb site. I think they did push somebody into door, but he's kind of useless at this point. And, well, there's a couple of quick 5 frags for Virtus.pro. Nice shot from Dupree, though. And that's their second already. Bearing in mind this was an eco, any frag is kind of a bonus. So things not too bad for them. And actually, Dupree's managed to salvage an AK. The question is, can he save it? That would be great for him if he could.
Yep, he's in a bit of a tight spot, though. But Taz seems to know, or at least seems to have guessed his position. He's going to be peeking around right now. Dupree opens up. Probably should have had that frag and actually gets dropped. And that's pretty significant as well. You save that AK, and you can probably buy yourself an AWP here from the CT side of Dignitas. They're going to get one anyway, but it would have made things a lot easier for them. And now Virtus.pro already on 5-0. Look at that economy. 8.8k on Neo, 6k on Bialy, nearly 6k on Taz. In prime position here. Even if they were to lose this round, they've still got more than enough money to buy up once again. Dignitas need to start getting rounds on the board, or this is going to get out of control very quickly.
Absolutely, and a nice little change of setup. I was going to say that they've left B very exposed previously, and because they wanted to defend mid, they've got a lot of members towards this mid area, but actually this round they've got a man in vents, and I do like this adaptation. And they've got 2 on A as well, A ramp, sorry, and 1 on the A bomb site. So this is kind of a different setup, a different, you know, tack, and let's see if it's going to work out for them. Fetish does have the AWP, but like you said, yet to get a frag. The in-game leader, somebody they would look to get the AWP frag since he's using it. He's not performing thus far, so they need him to step up. Bialy's on 16 HP, so early damage already being dealt. But once again, Virtus.pro looking to push this B bomb site. They've had good success here previously, and they're doing it in a rather simple manner. They're not really going to distract anywhere else, not going to throw any fakes. They're just going to go straight in and use their aggression, just use the Virtus plow and push on in. But is it working out for them? No, it's not. 2 frags go the way of Dignitas. Make that a 3rd. Dignitas finally locking it down, and Fetish finds himself with a frag. He's on the ball. There's Pasha with 1 back, but it's too little, too late. And with 1 member dropping, they hold the bomb site magnificently, and that's their first round.
AZ with 3. Nicely done by them. One of the good side One of the good points I should say about being CT side, especially for Dignitas, is they are very good when it comes to momentum on CT. So if they can get Virtus Pro to an eco situation, you would fancy them to accrue quite a few rounds in quick succession. So as I said, Virtus Pro easily able to buy back up. If they were to lose this round heavily, maybe that wouldn't be the case again, or at least not with full weapons, grenades, and Kevlar. So let's have a look. Can Dignitas... Well, I just switched to Zipnix to see him dirt the grenade. That was... No one saw that, Zipnix. Don't worry, mate. Just back on away. Pretend nothing happened. He did do a phenomenally strong job in the first round, so we can let him off for that little mishap. But either way, again, Virtus Pro, they're not showing the hand too early. Neo's going very aggressively with the bomb. Doesn't get picked up. Dupree going to the pop flash is going to be peaking, but he's gone dropped down to 30%. He's not picked up any kills thus far. Another flashbang through from mid. In fact, it was a molly. And now the flash goes in. Dupree gets a kill. Does get lights though from Pasha, who jumped down on top of him. And again, Dignitas find themselves a player down. AZ's moved into mid from B, trying to flank round the back, and he is in prime position to strike. Gets one, gets two. Both headshots. Beautiful play from him. Very opportunistic fragging. And now suddenly a 1v3. Snax has picked up the first one. 35 seconds to go. He does have full hit points. This is doable from him. We've seen him do crazier things from this position. He's got the second kill, and he's still not lost any HP. Are you actually kidding me right now? The only downside is the bomb is down around mid, and there has been smoke thrown out. So AZ's in a very good position. He spotted Snax jumping down, and will molly it as well. Snax has to go for the frag. Doesn't get it on AZ. Instead, though, he's going to pick up the bomb and go for the plant. 1v1 situation. So much to play for. Snax in a good position right now.
He ran out of ammo then, he would have got that frag. This is a 1 versus 3 into a 1-on-1. AZ, the man that got the frags earlier on, who's already done the great work. He knows where he is. This is smart play from AZ. He's just going to walk through. Let's see if Snax can get this frag. He's got the angle, and he's going to push out, and he finds it! And that's a 1-on-3. And Dignitas virtually gift him that. Yes, fantastic play by Snax, but in a 1-on-3, they've got to be kicking themselves. They've got to be mentally distraught from that. And AZ especially, having got those brilliant frags from the back, with his team losing that round, you know, it's going to be a mental blow. 6-1, and Virtus Pro taking a round you could probably say, well, you could definitely say was not their right to take. And they've had a fantastic start on Dcash.
Yeah, Snax picking up 4. And he's on 5 kills, so just goes to show before that round wasn't necessarily setting the world on fire. Hasn't needed to, in fairness. Dupree will pick up the first frag. And what's going to hurt Dignitas even more is it's not just a 1v3 clutch, it's a 1v3 clutch which brings the scoreline to 6-1 on T side for Virtus Pro. That is going to sting. That is a heavy, heavy shot to the ribs. And now, they do find themselves a player ahead for a few more moments as Devices open things up onto Pasha. Does make that work for him, but they need to convert this round. They have to just shrug that last one off here, Jono. Get this round on the board, start to try and steady the ship. If they can go in at halftime with more rounds than Virtus Pro right now, let's have a look at 8-7, 9-6 kind of scoreline. It's a big, tall order. It is doable though. If not if Snax has something to say about it though. He's picked up the first kill in this exchange, brings it back to a 2-on-2. They've got the bomb in the form of Yali going onto the side, and it will get planted. And again, Virtus Pro may be able to clutch themselves out of a horrible situation.
Yeah, Snax's position as well. I don't think Device is aware of this. So let's see if he's got the intuition to check it. He does look like he's going to go. And he comes out, gets the no-scope. Nice play from Device. 2-on-1. I can't see Dignitas throwing this now. It's Bialy left alone, and he drops. So finally, a conversion there in a situation that most certainly should have gone their way. They do manage to take it, and they're going to be able to salvage that up and make sure they have good weaponry going into the next round. Of course, that's going to reset their money, though. So lost round bonus is now, well, it's not with them anymore. They were having 3.4k because they lost so many in a row, but now it's been reset. So the money isn't great, but they're going to be able to buy up, of course, having won the round. Virtus Pro, what's their money doing? It's not awesome either. They're going to be able to buy plenty of grenades picked up, but if they lose this one, they might just be on the eco. So monetarily speaking, a big round here. It's kind of on a pendulum. It could go either way. Whoever gets this round, it might be worth 2. So Dignitas most certainly want to get this one. Their Snax tagging him through the wall, and well, they know the spots pretty well, don't they? We all remember what JW was up to in Fnatic when he played this map. It was something to behold. But here comes the push. Fetish drops again without getting a single frag. and that is probably not good enough. You need to be able to get at least 1 or 2 on the defense here. And, well, they've got a good rotating, so that's something. But there's Pasha finding 1, and there's Neo getting 1 as well. But AZ comes in again with 2 frags. AZ, the youngster, has really stepped up. 2 on 2. And there's AZ again with another frag. But this time, it's Snacks in a 1 on 2. He's done 1 better already. Let's see if Dignitas can convert it this time around.
Well, surely, if there's anyone on the team that you fancy to take this one out, it's him. He must be brimming with confidence. He's been spotted and does get a couple bullets for his troubles, but does land a grenade. It's now in a 1 versus 1. He has the HP advantage, but there's AZ to pick up yet another kill. Gets his 4-man. He's 11-7. Joint top overall with his team 6-3 down. Just goes to show how well he's been performing. And again, does give Dignitas a slight lifeline, but they need to grasp on this with both hands.
Yeah, it's like the AZ show, isn't it? He's really pulling his team through. He's such a young talent. So, great play by him. And like I said, it could be worth 2. They've got that 1 round, and now they force an eco. So this is a situation they should be able to convert and capitalize on. Here comes the push through middle. Snacks gets taken out by Device, who is somebody that is so capable, hasn't really shown up in this map, so he could be another key component. There's Neo with a frag, though. Can he get a second? Fetish says no and takes him out. 4 plays 3, but you got to remember, on the eco, every single frag is pretty much a bonus. So having already got 1, 3 members remaining, let's see if they can do any more monetary damage. There's another frag from Device, with good stuff from him, but there's Fetish going down without getting a single frag in that situation. That's not good enough. Fetish really has to step up, but there's 2 frags, quick fire from Dignitas, and with 3 members remaining, they do claim the round. So that's the important thing, but they're going to have to rebuy 2 rifles, and the money isn't fantastic, but at least they get the round, and it's 4-6.
Yeah, but here comes the Juggernaut once again, just romping down the tracks, and it's full AK-47s against a Mag 7. Yes, they do have themselves an AWP. Yes, they do have themselves some M4s as well, but Virtus Pro, they've really been just beating Dignitas to the punch with these Angels especially. As you said, the entry frags have always been on their side when it comes to A. It's really strange to me. It's a bit of a head scratch that Device would try and peek that when he didn't have a great spawn for it, and he got completely crushed for his troubles. Again, he puts Dignitas the player down, and that's one of their assault rifles down. In fact, it's their AWP down. So they're now right up against the ropes, and Virtus Pro can play this slow and steady and try and outmaneuver Dignitas. Now they have somewhat caused that vulnerability. They just need to exploit it now.
Absolutely. Bad start from Dignitas. Let's see if they can come back. Pasha spots out Fetish. He's running and gunning there, literally spraying and running at him. But Pasha's only a bit of a distraction, actually. He's trying to hold the members on this B bomb site area, and they've clocked on to what's going on. They're going to, well, they were making movements towards this A-bomb site. There is only 1 member there, and they make it 2. And actually, AZ is lurking around this mid. He is going to go there as well, so that makes it 3. But that brings it to a 2 as Taz takes down Zipnix once again. The entry frag going the way of Virtus Pro and it's unanswered. And there's another frag from Taz. Dupree gets 1, but it's too little, too late. And Virtus Pro have claimed the site pretty easily. In summary, they walked in, they dropped 1 member, and that was it. It's not the Dignitas we expected to see on the CT side. They really look like they're struggling, and Virtus Pro look like they are seriously on point here.
The thing is, if your Device right there, and you've got the AWP, you get a decent enough spawn, you feel like you can make the use of that, you have to land the shot. You can't push it and then die, because not only have you just threw away $4,750 worth of weaponry, plus Kevlar, plus grenades, of course, but on top of that, you've then left A completely open and put more pressure on the rest of your team. So, I don't know, man. Maybe it's a case of they're trying to maybe do some desperation plays and catch Virtus Pro off guard, but that really put them up the creek without a paddle. And now it looks like they're going to have Deco again.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the money's screwed again, so they're not in a great position there. But it's a calculated risk. Like I say, they want to catch them off guard. You're exactly right in saying that. And in this kind of situation where they are struggling, I can get with the decision, because if they're going to carry on doing the same thing, it's not working, then going for a fast push and trying to catch them off guard might be the answer. But it did not work out for them. And as a result, they lost the round, you could argue. But 1 for 1, and like we said, they are on the eco, so that's 1 frag going their way already. And now 2 assault rifles in play. There's Pasha finding Zipnix, though. 3 plays 4. Device has got the CZ, but like I said, AZ and the other man, Dupree, of course, the blocks the name out, so annoying. Left alive. And there's 2 frags from Taz, though. Nice play by him. That's just Device, the man who only had the CZ, left. And it surely is going to be 8-4 here. And Well, what do Dignitas do in this situation? Do they go for a more aggressive style? Do they sit back more? They've tried a couple of different things in there, and they haven't had any success really. So they're gonna be scratching their heads.
It's a very difficult situation for them. I mean, make no mistake, they have tried everything. Yes, Device may have not pulled off the pushes as much as he'd have liked to have done, but the fact of the matter is, as you say, it's like their back's against the wall and they're trying to come out swinging. Unfortunately, though, they're just missing every shot. And that's allowing Virtus Pro just to pick off players. They've been constantly out-aiming Dignitas throughout this entire game, apart from maybe AZ, who's been performing very well with the assault rifle, the M4. But Virtus Pro, they are just on another level. I don't know, maybe Dignitas need to sit in more, play a lot more deeper, not peek. But that could be their saving graces. Fetish and AZ both picked themselves up an early frag. They have to convert this. And what I will say is, in these kind of clutch situations, in the 5 versus 3s, the 2 versus 3s, Dignitas need to start getting their act together because they've lost a bunch of rounds they really should have won so far in this game.
It's absolutely true. They need to tighten up, don't they? I mean, that 1-on-3 is a prime example. That was earlier on in the match as well. Had Dignitas won that, and they might have gathered some steam as a result, they could have come back and got a few more rounds, and it would have been a completely different story. So, small margins. It really is a game of small margins. And another frag going the way of Virtus Pro brings it to a 4-on-3. Taz with a fantastic nade going his way. He's on 5 HP now, and he is killed by Device, who comes running and drops down. Nice play, good awareness to know that he was low, and he was covered by Fetish. And there's Fetish with another frag, so looking pretty good actually for Dignitas in this round. What did they do differently? Not much. They just got their shots, you know. AZ pushed in the B area, and Fetish got a frag in the middle, so not really anything drastic strategically. They just hit their shots a bit better. Pasha in a 1-on-3. He's dancing around and he's got the AWP. He's probably fancying his chances. I mean, why not? They've got a lot of confidence at this point. But let's finish through the smoke with the USB. So they do convert that round. It's going to be 5-8, and they're going to be able to rebuy. Let's have a look at the money on Virtus Pro. It's fine. So they're going to be able to buy as well. And we'll just have to see who's going to get the remainder of the rounds in this half.
Yeah, going to be able to buy and also have themselves some AWP on Pasha, which is always a nice little bonus. And it is one of the more difficult things to deal with from Dignitas' point of view. If things aren't going well, but it's a purely strat problem, no problem. You can change your strats around. You can try and fill in the gaps. As Pasha does get the opening frag on Fetish. Maybe a bit too aggressive too many times. Pasha did spot AZ there. I swear he saw a shoulder just peek out, and AZ gets a quick double. Snacks will end that killing spree. But still, AZ, right place, right time. Top fragging on the entire server with 15 right now. And his team's still 8-5 behind. Just goes to show how well he's been performing. But as I was saying, if it's a strat problem, that can be fixed pretty quickly. If it's an aim problem and people just aren't showing up to the game, that's where things really become quite scary and very, very quick. So Dignitas, that last couple of rounds, have started to pull out a few more shots, more of the Dignitas that we all know and love. Maybe, well, hopefully, I should say, they can keep this going forward. Virtus Pro, 3 players remaining, Dignitas with 3. Virtus Pro do have the bomb on Snacks and 45 seconds. And again, it looks like they're going to push B. Dupree is here and he's been spotted.
Yeah, they love this B-bomb side, don't they? And a good Molotov is going to expose him, and he is taken down without getting a single kill. Zipnix is going to come up from the rear, tags the man there, and takes down Taz. Brilliant play by Zipnix, and there's Device very patiently waiting on the A-bomb site. 1 versus 2. Snacks, again, in a clutch situation. Let's see if he's going to pull this one off. He's been phenomenal, and Snacks really is the clutch player on Virtus Pro for me. He's like the star clutcher. And Device fluffs his shot, and Snacks gets 2! Snacks gets that again! He gets another clutch, and another situation Dignitas most certainly should have taken and claimed as their own. They give away, they do not take. Snacks is just destroying Dignitas' day right now. He is the party pooper for the Danes, and I've got to say, Dignitas need to show up in situations like that. You said it earlier, in a 1-on-2, Device should have landed that shot and he didn't. And it's going to be 9-5 instead of 6-8, and that's a terrible result for Dignitas.
And they're on eco. So it's more than likely going to be 10-5 on T side for Virtus Pro, unless something crazy happens. And that pretty much hits the nail on the head from what I was just talking about. It hasn't been strat problems that have been causing them all of the issues here. It's been the aim. It's been these fluffs, as you're calling them. It's been these whiffs. They've not been connecting shots they really should, and they're getting punished. You've got to give Snacks huge props there. He did make the most of that mistake. And here come Virtus Pro. 4-on-2 ahead. An AK-47's been picked up by AZ. He's been dropped from Snacks. Only had about 15 HP to play with. And the last remaining player is Fetish for this half for Dignitas. He's got himself a Deagle. Not going to make any difference when you get AK-47 in the face from Bjarly. 10-5 on T side. As you mentioned, Dignitas, a lot of people they feel they're a CT side. The fact they've just been beaten, I should say, so convincingly is very, very dangerous. The alarm bells will be ringing right now for Dignitas.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, Fetish has come out and said publicly that he doesn't like that label, that they're a CT team, because he feels that they are strong on terrace as well. But I kind of think that they're way better on CT side. Look at this, though. There's no time for analysis. It's going to be a slaughter. Virtus Pro just push through with pistols and take the fight right to their enemy and get the round very, very quickly, very convincingly. I don't know if that was an anti-strat or just a fantastic call. It was a bit of a risk, but it most certainly paid off for them. And we were talking about it not being a strat problem for Dignitas. Well, Virtus Pro, they just roll over them with the strat. So fantastic play by them. And that might just be the last nail, well, one of the last nails in the coffin. Dignitas are going to have a few rounds to play with after this conversion, but getting that round, you've got to expect Virtus Pro to at least get to 12 now, and that's a 7-round deficit on the harder side. So, tough situation for the Danes.
What I will say is I feel that you do see the strats coming to fruition more on T side rather than CT side, because other than rotations, transitions from one bomb site to another, typically you're going to have the players in the same positions unless you want to try an eco push or something like that. So I'm going to be very interested to see how Dignitas do approach the T side here of Cash, and if they can manage to pull something back. I'm
going to interject there. There's a nice little point. They're kind of famous for being a very strategic team. Fetish, along with Glaive in the Denmark scene, they're well known for being very, very strategic, very set out in what they want to do. That's their kind of style as terrorists. And coming up against a quite rugged, relaxed style like Virtus Pro, where it's kind of relaxed in their play style. They're not very rigid with setups or strategies. They're kind of just all about the aim. It's going to be an interesting matchup on this terrorist side. So let's see how they're going to fare. They've gone into this B bomb site. Let's see if they can get a plant. And they have. So that's a fairly decent result, but a good mop up by Virtus Pro.
Yep, get the bomb plant down. So nice effort from Dignitas. But Virtus Pro didn't lose any players, didn't lose any weapons. That's also going to be fairly good news for them. And remember, they got a huge round buffer as well. 7 rounds to the good here. And Virtus Pro in prime position to strike in this first map. Remember, it is a best of 3. This is just map number 1. Will be Inferno after this, and then if we need it, Overpass will be the deciding map. This, of course, is Virtus Pro's map. Inferno will be Dignitas's, and maybe that's where we'll see them bounce back. Regardless, though, they have picked up some weapons. Going to be full AK buy-up from them. And looks to be an A push as well. Dupree, Zipnik's device all through A main. AZ Fetish waiting back. Maybe going to go through Squeaky in the next few moments. Bjarly and Taz all that stand between them and this A site, although Pasha's in a good position to rotate. Here comes the push in right now from Dignitas. Bjarly has opened things up onto Dupree. Can they lock this site down after the force fight? And yes, it looks like they're going to. Pasha gets himself a couple, and it's all down to Device. He's in the smoke. He is absolutely surrounded. Don't fancy his chances to live too much longer. And Pasha gets another one. Picks up his 3-man. Very comfortable round, 13-5, and that's going to force Dignitas back into another eco.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, the kind of strategic-minded terrorist play there. They didn't even go for map control elsewhere at all. They just went, okay, set play on A, go for it, go. They set up with smokes and flashes, and without checking the whole the map out at all anywhere else, they just went for that play. And that's, you know, not gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be effective normally, but in this situation Dignitas are just not fragging like they normally do. They're not hitting their shots, so the question whether their strats are good enough is almost irrelevant, because you have to be able to come up in the aim battles and, you know, win those gunfights, and they just haven't so far. So on the terrorist side, I can see them carrying on with this struggle, and Virtus Pro is carrying on their confident play, their confident demeanour, and just locking out the rest of this map. And there's Pasha with one nice return by Dupree, but returned once again by Snacks. Being an eco, having 2 frags, not a bad result, but it looks to me that they invested quite heavily with Fetish having a deagle. So the money is not going to be great for them. 14-5. And Dignitas, they're going to be brought up again, but it's last chance saloon. They need every single round from this point to do it in normal time, and that's a big ask.
Oh, that's monumental. That's absolutely Herculean for them to try and pick it up from this point. And you're saying before, and I do agree with you, typically getting 2 kills on Eco is good news, but when you're this far behind on rounds, probably not good enough. Unless they start to win rounds right now, they are going to be 1-0 down. Make no mistake. 5-14 is not a scoreline I was expecting to see. A lot of people, myself included, thought Virtus Pro would win this map. I didn't think they'd win it this convincingly. Azi's picked up the first kill. Still top fragging for his team. 18-16. Only person that's positive on Dignitas at the moment. Hopefully that's going to change for them going forward onto Inferno. And Virtus Pro do find themselves a player behind. But how many times have we said that already today, Jono? And they still end up winning the round regardless. As Pasha spots himself Fetish and will secure the kill for his team.
Yeah, they've been in situations where they've been 3 men up and 3-1 and lost it. So don't rule Virtus Pro out, and especially with that return frag by Pasha, 4 plays 4. They're going to go towards mid. This is certainly a good idea. There's just no CT presence left there. Initially, Virtus Pro put a lot of men at the mid area to make sure there wasn't a fast mid play, but they've left it. So this is a good tactical ploy by Dignitas. Let's see if they can make it work for them. Dupree finds the frag onto Pasha. From behind though, Neo comes and finds one, but is immediately returned on. So this is looking pretty good for Dignitas now. They need to get into this site, get this bomb down. 27 seconds is plenty for them, having already made good ground. And they're going to be crossing over, and they send over Dupree with the bomb. I was wondering why Device didn't check that area, but there's a Molotov onto Taz, and now 3-on-1, just Bjarley left. And, well, they've lost 3-on-1s before, but they should convert this one.
Well, man, watching that from Taz's perspective is pretty funny, not gonna lie. And there is the kill for Dignitas. They do secure themselves around on T side, but again, it's surely not going to be enough here, John. Are we going to see an incredible comeback? I'm doubting it. I'm heavily doubting this one.
Oh, come on, have some faith.
As per usual, if they get 10, if we get double digits from Dignitas, I'll start to believe.
Yeah, we're on a little bit of warp there, not to worry. First frag going the way of Pasha, so that's a 4-on-5. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with that. It happens sometimes. Oh, a nice kill from Neo, though. Pushes in, takes down Fetish. He wasn't aware. And there's Taz finding another kill for the Polish team. 2-on-5, looking like it's normal service resumed as far as Virtus Pro are concerned. They're looking good in this round. Oh, I say that. 2 frags come the way of Dignitas. That brings it back to a 3-on-2, but the health is not great. And they've really struggled to convert these situations where when they've been ahead and being 3-2 down with bad health. This is not going to be easy for them. Pasha knows where Dupree is as well. He wants these frags. He's hungry. He's going to come round through the wall, essentially. Gets Zipnik, spots just a millimetre of his arm, finds that frag, and there's Neo to mop up the round. 6 to 15. And well, they're going to be able to rebuy, of course, Virtus Pro, and of course on the side of Dignitas they're going to force it up, because if they lose one more round we're going to go into Inferno. So pretty dire situation for Dignitas, and perhaps I'm with you on that one. I'm not going to believe until they get even 12, to be honest, because going up against 15 now, it's just so hard.
Yeah, definitely. And you have a look at this round as well. They're starting things off with a CZ and a Deagle, and because of that first frag, they pick up the AK-47, still find themselves a player down, make that 2 players down, make that 3, and it's all on Fetish. They saw this at half-time. We're going to see the same exact result at full-time on Cash. 16-6 for Virtus Pro. Very similar scoreline. The last time these two met each other, it was 16-7 to Virtus Pro. So I guess history has repeated itself. So